And hello, we are live, so you can sneeze now, Kira.
It's not coming! Ah! I need to look at the sky, but there's no sky in my bedroom. I will be sneezing at some point during this live stream, so hold your horses, everybody. It's coming.
Hang on, I mean, we'll do our hellos to people in the chat because we've had a few of them already, but look at the sky.
Yeah, if you need to sneeze, if you look at the sky, it makes you sneeze quicker.
Does it?
It really works. Honestly, it works.
That is definitely a new one on me. Okay.
I don't make the rules. It does work.
You don't make the rules, you just follow them. Fantastic. Oh, your image is frozen again. Never mind, might have a bit of that during the stream as well. Hello to Captain Quinn, good of you to join us, and hello to Firelock, aka Ed. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, as Ed says, Checking the Sky is the Aliens Explored podcast. But maybe now it's a sneeze-proof bit of that one now. Yeah. Well, exciting episode we have coming up, do we not, Kira?
Absolutely. In today's episode, we will be reviewing the Deep Space Nine episode, The Changing Face of Evil.
We will be doing a deep dive into Photon Torpedoes.
We'll be checking into the Divine Treasury.
We won't be getting an update from Kira's cosplay this week. I thought we were, but we're not.
Sorry.
You can update us on why we're not getting one.
Yeah, I'll let you know why I've not done any more cosplay this week. And then, as always, we'll finish off with the latest Star Trek news.
Yeah. Now, before we do, just a bit of news for our next two episodes. So for the next fortnight, each episode is going to be pre-recorded, basically, because we're doing shit, aren't we?
Because we have lives outside of the internet. Who knew?
Not me, that's for sure. That's for sure. But yes, I'm going to be away at a music festival in a fortnight's time.
Yeah, so will I, actually. So next week I'm going up north to visit my dad, and the week after I'm going to be at a festival. Which festival are you going to, Stu?
Honeyfest.
Ah, I'm going to Victorious.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I'm going with quite a number of people who are on the stream sometimes. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So up north, as Captain Quinn says. I mean, I'm intrigued. Can you say where up north? Like generally, not a kind of grid map reference or anything.
East Yorkshire, so
East
on the coast.
Yorkshire. So it's proper side of the Pennines. Sorry,
yeah. Proper diagonal up the country. It's a long drive. It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, it's where my dad lives, just near Grimsby.
My dad lives near Scarborough.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Just a bit north of Scarborough.
I spent many a miserable childhood weekend at Farnborough. Fantastic. It's frozen with you glaring at me. Fantastic. Right, shall we crack on then with this week's episode?
Let's do it.
So, first of all, our review of Deep Space Nine, The Changing Face of Evil, which first aired on the 28th of April, 1999. It was the 20th episode of Season 7. I wasn't going to ask. 20th episode of Season 7. Also happening in the Trekverse, of course, you've got Voyager running concurrently with it, and you had the episode, and it's a nice episode. Well, I say nice episode, it's an enjoyable episode, this one, of Voyager. Someone to Watch Over Me. The same day.
I love that episode.
That is a good episode.
After the Breen attack Earth, there are mixed emotions on Deep Space Nine. Kai Wynn reveals her true feelings regarding the prophets to her spiritual guide, a Bajoran farmer named Angel, who is actually a surgically altered Gulda cat, and turns her back on the prophets and convinced by him to embrace the Pa race. On the homeworld of Cardassia, Legate Minion. Very cool.
Frozen up just a little bit there, but I think we got all that. And do you know what I've gone and done, Kira? I've gone and left my bingo sheet in another room.
Go get it.
I will go get it. I'll be back in a moment.
I really like this episode. For anyone who's just listening to me, I'll just chat away to myself for a minute. I realised as I started watching this episode that season 7 is where I really lose interest in Deep Space Nine. And I actually hadn't watched this episode before. And I was watching it and I was like, I've not seen this before. And it's because I always lose interest in the end of Deep Space Nine. I've never actually finished season 7. Whoops. I know. I'm terrible.
We need to get right. So stop everything else. We need to go into, because to me, season 7 is the greatest season of Deep Space Nine. Why? What is it about it?
I don't know. In fact, I've been rewatching Deep Space Nine recently. I actually stopped rewatching it before Jadzia dies, and I think it's because I don't like it without her. I think subconsciously.
I get that. Yeah, I mean, Nicole de Boer is great, but it's a very different Dax. A very different Dax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, I've probably...
What about the rest of it, though?
I've probably seen some of the episodes of season 7, but probably not in order, probably not in the right sort of sequence. Because I would have watched them on TV when I was a teenager, but probably just not paid as much attention. So when I was watching this episode, I might have watched it as a child, but it felt like I was watching it for the first time.
Well, I mean, season 7 is really when it came into its own, going from an episodic to a serialization. So watching it out of sequence would definitely diminish it greatly, because they'll be making references to things that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely up to you. I would strongly recommend gritting your teeth, getting through the whole Jadzia thing, and
yeah, I think I will. Because I do love Deep Space Nine, and I love the character development. Like, there's so much that happens to them in those last couple of seasons. So I probably will go back and watch all of it. I actually did enjoy this episode more than I thought I would. I really love Kai Wynn in this episode. Like,
Space Karen, she's brilliant.
Space Karen at the end when she just stabs the guy, I'm just like, oh no, she didn't. And the fact that she's like so adamant that she doesn't want Angel to carry around her anymore, and then all of a sudden the book's on fire, she can see the writing, and she doesn't care that he's touching her anymore. She's just sort of like, oh, let's just get on with it. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, she was.
I love her. She's one of those characters that you just love.
Yeah. I forget the actors. I mean, she is a brilliant actor. She was, of course, Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes!
Yeah. She's absolutely amazing. Cool. I've got my sheet now. Sorry, I had to just query that. You don't like Series 7. Like, oh my God.
This week.
Oh, you're still there. I think Kira has frozen on us. We may have lost Kira.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Yay. Okay. So how many points did you get for this week?
I ticked off 8 boxes on the bingo sheet this week. How many did you get?
Oh, interesting. I got 7.
Ooh, I think a couple of mine might be sort of ambiguous.
There's
Tenuous.
always going to be ambiguous ones. Louise Fletcher, thank you, Captain Quinn. Yes, and she was also in Poltergeist. You're absolutely right. She is a phenomenal actor. So, first one on the top row. We always have it.
Babble.
Absolutely. How many more did you get on the top row?
Only one more on the top row.
Okay, which one did you get?
Red Alert.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Defiant.
Yes, I'm glad you got that because they don't call for red alert, but the red bars are flashing. Yes, absolutely.
I was watching it with Danny this morning and I was like, hang on, they haven't said red alert, but are they in red alert? And Danny was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, Danny said it's so.
Absolutely. No, absolutely correct, yes. That is how you know they're at red alert. Second row then, how many did you get on this?
I got 2 again for this row.
Oh, no, I only got 1, so this is where we're going different. What was the first one you got?
Oh my God, my internet's been really bad.
Oh, yeah, so what was the first one you got? Hello? Oh dear. It might be... Is your bandwidth down or something?
So probably on net, and it's just like...
You're back. There we go. Nope, you've gone again.
Did you hear any of
Oh no. No, brief couple of words. Not
Am
to
I back?
worry. Oh, you're back again. You keep coming and going a lot. But not to worry. Yeah, as Ed says, boost power to comms, take it from the engines if necessary. Do you have anything else draining your broadband at the moment?
I don't know. I think it might just be my house. I think my housemate's on the PlayStation downstairs.
That would do it. Not to worry. We can sort it. Oh no, you definitely don't want to reset the box if someone else is mid-game. That wouldn't be good.
While I'm here, quickly tell me which ones you got on row 2.
I only got one. I got aliens are a metaphor for human issues.
Yes.
And now, what was your metaphor?
Conference room conversation. So I know it's not a conference room on Deep Space Nine, but the room in which Kai Wynn was at the table talking to her like Bajoran official and to Anjol, that looked like a conference room to me. This is my tenuous one because I'm not sure if you would class it as a conference room or not.
Well, that's part of her lodgings, her house.
Okay, so it's not like an official room.
I didn't count that as a conference room, but
I'll cross it off.
The people watching can tell. I mean, Captain Quinn says maybe a briefing room, function room. Yeah, I saw it more like a living room, basically. It's a living room study.
I thought it was like some kind of official like meeting room for the Kai to use, because the official is like walking up and down the corridor outside it. So I figured it would be part of like a religious building or something. Yeah. But if you think it's lodgings, then maybe not.
Yeah, there's arguments for that, definitely. But that's why I didn't pick it anyway. Just because I didn't think they did. What was your metaphor for human issues, though? Oh, you're frozen again and gone again. Oh no. Determined not to hear what your metaphor is. You're back. No, you're not. You were back for a moment. No. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
I'm back now. Am I back?
Yes, we can hear you.
Do I exist?
You sort of exist. We can hear you, but
Okay.
you're frozen. Your image is frozen.
Okay. I'm a ghost. Ghost in the machine. My metaphor was the Breen attacking Earth was kind of like terrorist attacks.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it was frozen on you, looking angry. Yeah, I got that. The metaphor I got was basically the Bajorans as Jews in World War II.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, it's one that would come up every time there's a Deep Space Nine episode, but yeah, no, I like yours as well. Definitely like yours. So on the third row, there's one we definitely got, and actually I think it's the first time we've got it in bingo as well. No, you've frozen again. There we go. You're sort of back. Yes, you're back. Yes.
My week. Talk from my phone instead. This is because it's bothering me. Is it bothering?
It's difficult to follow what's happening. I'll tell you what. I'm going to put us back to a sort of be back in a moment screen while we sort out our technical issues. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. All right. It'll say 6 minutes on the counter. Ignore that. It's just going to be a couple of minutes. All right. And we're back. Oh, and Kira's frozen again. Oh no. I've frozen. It's me. I'm freezing us.
And me.
Can you hear though? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think we're back and we're all right now. Yeah, damage repair team's en route. Okay, so yes. So third row we were on. There's one that we got. I think it's the first time we've ever got it in bingo, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, Jeffrey Coombs. And what was the other one that you got on this line?
Aliens almost exactly like humans.
Yes. Any particular aliens in this case?
Yeah, just Bajorans. They're just humans with ridgy noses, like basically.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Trill, humans with spots.
Oh yeah, of course, because Ezri's in it.
Yeah, there's all sorts. Okay, anything from the fourth line?
No. Did you?
Me neither. No, I didn't either. I thought about it with the warp core almost blows up.
I thought about that one.
It doesn't almost blow up.
No, it actually does blow up. So you can't. Yeah, I highlighted that one and then I unhighlighted it because it's not almost. It actually does. So.
No, exactly the same. I was going to argue, because I really thought about including it. I was going to argue that, well, in order to blow up, it first has to almost blow up.
It is almost blowing up for a period of time before it does blow up. So
yeah, but no, I don't think that one counts. And then the last line, so we've each got 2 in that, if my maths is working correctly.
Yeah, over explanation, which is the surefire every single time.
Every time. And the other one?
Aliens are metaphor for human demographic.
Same here. What was your metaphor on this?
religious fanatics.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can go with that. I had a slightly different... So I don't know why I've been fixated on World War II in this episode. I put the Cardassians as the French in World War II. Because you've got an occupied country, and then La Resistance, led by Damar.
Nice. Yeah.
That was my demographic was French. Very demographic. I mean, I've also been particularly fixated about the French because I've been to visit Catherine this weekend. So, yeah.
Is she French?
Yeah, oh yes, very.
Oh, how did I not know this?
I don't know, you've never met her.
It's never come up in conversation either.
Yeah, she's extremely French.
Amazing. So we both put 7 then in the end?
Well, no, with your conference room one, how many? Yeah, no, I got 7, you got 8.
Okay, you letting me have it then?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not like you're going to win a T-shirt with it. Why don't you tell people how they can win a T-shirt with the bingo? See, look at that segue there.
If you would like a Star Trek Sundays custom designed T-shirt, all you have to do is find an episode of Star Trek that wins you 65 or more points on the bingo sheet, which you can get by ticking off lots of boxes and rows. So each box is 1 point, and if you get a whole row or a whole 5 diagonal, that's 5 points. So if you find an episode that gets you that many points, send it to us with the timestamps for each bingo square, and yeah, you'll win a T-shirt, which me and Stu are going to design sometime soon.
Yes. Captain Quinn has asked, has the T-shirt been made?
No.
No. Has it been designed?
I have a design in my head. It's in my head.
That's more than I have. I have a T-shirt company lined up.
We're halfway there.
Go-to T-shirt company. Yeah. So with your head design and my ability to get stuff printed by someone else.
What a team! What a team!
I know. Oh dear me. But yeah, so we're part way there. But we are when we're recording the next 2 episodes, we might be able to find some time to discuss that, possibly.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Maybe we ought to do 2 different designs. One that maybe we can wear on stream and people can buy if they want, and a special one for the winner of the competition.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
Let us know in the chat if you like that idea, and we can spend months and months thinking about it. Because we're like that. Fantastic. So yeah, so general chat about the episode then. So you liked this episode even though it was in Series 7?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just like the pace of it. There's quite a lot going on, but it was all very focused. I love Kai Wynn. She, like I said earlier, she's one of those characters that you just love to hate. I love Goldie Cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what though? When he looks like a Cardassian, I have a massive crush on him. But as a Bajoran, I was like, ooh. No.
What about as a human, like in his normal? No, he's not the prettiest of men, is he?
No, the Cardassian makeup improves him.
And apparently he's a complete creep in real life as well.
Doesn't surprise me. I think
a lot
of people like that. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, we were talking about like Star Trek actors gone bad previous. I don't think it's a good episode to do, but I discovered another one this week. The guy who played Will Decker in the motion picture.
What did he do?
He was caught with, I believe. This is hearsay on my part for legal reasons. But yeah, he was caught with child pornography.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of bad ones out there.
Oh, gross.
I mean, this is part of your reaction is part of the reasons why I don't think we should do a Trek Actors Gone Bad episode. we can spoon feed it though as we go.
Maybe we could do like an Star Trek Sundays After Hours episode where it's just like watch it if you dare, but probably not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, we can talk about Klingons and how many genitals they have and things like that.
Back up, penis.
Like a Klingon with thought. Anyway.
Wait, who's playing the digression game? Take a drink.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yes, and as Ed, Stephen Collins, that's right, Captain Quinn, it was Stephen Collins. And as Ed says, yes, Cass from Voyager would be on the list there as well. I think we mentioned her last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we've had talks about her before, and that keeps coming up, doesn't it? Because she started doing drugs or something. She's like off a rocker, even now, like literally.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, clearly mentally unstable, like mental health issues there.
Yeah.
Captain Quinn has asked the questions about Klingons. If they have 2 penises, do they have 4 testicles? Actually, no, Captain Quinn has asked if they have 4 balls. Well, they have a summer ball and a winter ball and a spring ball.
The autumn ball, obviously, is my fave. Love an autumn ball.
Yeah,
all those lovely autumnal colours. Get you some mulled cider, some roast chestnuts. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, no, you don't want to roast nuts. If you're talking about Klingon balls. Or maybe that's a rite of passage.
You're a true
as well
Klingon.
As the pain sticks, you have the nut roasters.
Poor Worf.
Oh dear me, yeah, poor Worf.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I think so we've already turned into Star Trek Sunday After Dark. I mean, we are our own mirror universe version. My goodness. So, shall we move on to some trivia about this episode?
Let's do some trivia.
Yeah, anything to change that subject. So this episode, or particularly the battle scenes, were featured in the 2018 documentary What We Left Behind by the same people that are doing the Voyager documentary.
I actually haven't seen What We Left Behind, but I do want to watch it before I see the Voyager one.
It is good.
Yeah, I've heard good things, so I'll watch it. The map shown on the screen in the Dominion headquarters on Cardassia after the opening credits is actually a map of the San Francisco Bay Area.
Very close to home there. John Vickery, the actor, has played 3 different characters in Star Trek. He played Andrus Hagan in the Next Generation episode Night Terrors. He played Gul Rousseau in Deep Space Nine, The Changing Face of Evil, When It Rains, and Tacking Into the Wind. And he also played Prosecutor Orak in the Enterprise episode Judgment.
That's a good one.
Been around. We didn't mention him in our other one.
No. Casey Biggs, who plays Damar, is a member of the Enterprise Blues Band, which writes and performs songs about Star Trek. The other members are Vaughn Armstrong, Richard Hurd, Steve Rankin, William Jones, and Ronald B. Moore. Biggs plays the rhythm guitar and sings some of the backup vocals. He is also the ex-husband of Roxanne Dawson. Small world.
He is indeed, yeah. And you can hear him singing on the words. The Deep Space Nine Voyager, What We Left Behind, he does sing on that in his swingy sort of style. And in fact, By Fur the Hobbit, who's watching on YouTube, hello and welcome, has said, has said that What We Left Behind is free to watch on YouTube. I did not know that. I got it on Amazon. I have to look for that. Byford the Hobbit has also posted a brilliant joke on YouTube. Where do the Borg go to eat fast food? Burger King. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh, now I want a burger. Thanks. I'm actually really hungry now.
We better move on to our the rest of our trivia very quickly then, so Keira can get a burger. In this episode, the Starship Defiant is destroyed. The producers opted for such a radical act because they wanted to convey to the audience the real threat of the Breen. And it was very effective. You don't expect that to happen.
Yeah, you can really feel the anguish as they're leaving the Defiant. It's especially Cisco, because he loves it. And they're leaving, and it's like they don't want to leave it because they know it's going to be destroyed. And it's been such an integral part of their success for so long, and it's just gone like that.
No argument there, Captain. But like you say, it's time to leave. That was a terrible Irish accent.
Oh, that was more Scottish.
Well, Scottish would be like this, aye. It's a probably me lick Nick, isn't it?
Anyway, as the crew is seen leaving the bridge to abandon the ship, Dr. Bashir, who's played by Alexander Siddig, carries an unconscious Colonel Keira, who's played by Nana Visitor. This was during the period when the actors playing those characters were married. Oh,
lovely. So yeah, that's our trivia. It's a great episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. And did you all at home do the bingo as well? If not, why not? You can always get the bingo sheet on our Discord or by messaging us, and we can send it to you. The way to message us is to go to our Discord. There's a theme running there, isn't there, Keira?
Yes. You know what? I've just remembered a funny moment from when I was watching this episode earlier today. There's the moment where Cisco and Cassidy are arguing in Odo's office, and Odo is stood outside. And Quark is there, and he said, if you're not careful, Odo, that could be you and Keira, because marriage changes things. And when he said that, me and Danny looked at each other like, oh, God. That could be the real life Keira probably will be. I'm terrible. I argue all the time.
Yeah, me and Catherine do, but that's fine. Arguing's fine. You don't want to be with someone who agrees with everything you say. My God, what a boring relationship that would be. And apologies to anyone listening who has a partner who never argues with them. I'm sure it works for you, but oh my God, it would bore the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I need to be challenged.
Yeah, I feel like I need to be challenged. Otherwise, I would get away with too much, and that's never good.
Okay, I will remember that for our future streams.
Not by you. Let me win.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's do our deep dive this week up, which is on Photon Torpedoes. I do love a good technical deep dive. Now, Photon Torpedoes were introduced fairly late into the first season of Star Trek, the original series. They made their on-screen debut in the 19th episode of the series, Arena. Prior to that, when the Enterprise fired shots that looked like globular bursts, they were identified in dialogue as proximity blasts from the phasers, as in balance of terror. Yeah, you can hear that. In fact, the early writer's guide, the Star Trek guide, made no mention at all of the ship having photon torpedo armaments. Armaments. Damn it. If only speaking was part of my job.
Oh dear. The sound of the proximity blasts and subsequently the photon torpedoes firing was that of the heat ray skeleton beam from the 1953 film War of the Worlds. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Photon torpedoes were warp-capable, tactical matter-antimatter weapons commonly deployed aboard starships and starbases by various organisations. Photon torpedoes, often abbreviated as just photons, were called Pudatachcha in Klingonese.
I'm so glad you gave that piece of information for you, because I can't do the Klingon voice at all.
I almost reordered it just so I didn't have to.
That's mean. Well, thank you for doing it.
The joy of writing the script.
Klingons began using photon torpedoes by at least the mid-22nd century. They used them extensively on board Raptor-class scout vessels, D5-class battle cruisers, and birds of prey. In comparison, during that same period, Earth's Starfleet was still employing the spatial torpedo, although they soon upgraded to photonic torpedoes, the precursors to the photon torpedo. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Starfleet vessels, however, operated by the United Federation of Planets, began using photon torpedoes by at least 2233. The 24th century saw the deployment of an improved type of ordnance in the year 2371, the quantum torpedo. Nonetheless, photons continued to be utilised along with the new quantum torpedoes by such starships as the USS Enterprise E.
The components of a Federation photon torpedo were contained within an elongated elliptical casing, also known as a photon tube. The weapon was armed with the photon warhead. The warhead had a detonation chamber filled with antimatter. Upon detonation, the torpedo created a matter-antimatter explosion and a flood of ion radiation.
In 2367, the range of Federation photon torpedoes was slightly below 300,000 kilometres, which you can see in the Next Generation episode, The Wounded. When launched, Federation photon torpedoes expelled plasma exhaust into the torpedo tube, as mentioned in Voyager Future's End Part 2. Federation photon torpedoes had a subspace detonator. It could be activated remotely to abort a torpedo that had been launched. The detonator destroyed the torpedo before impact. Failsafe.
In 2368, Federation photon torpedo warhead yields had at least 16 preset levels. An explosion powerful enough to disrupt a soliton wave could be created with 5 torpedoes set to level 16. When fired by a Galaxy-class starship without shields at a target in close range, a single photon detonation had a high probability of destroying the firing ship as well. In 2365, the unshielded USS Lantry was destroyed with a single photon torpedo hit. The USS Enterprise D remained at a distance of 40 kilometers.
Well, there you go. Photon torpedoes. They're definitely pretty brutal things. As we found out in our latest episode of Star Trek Adventures, when it was the quantum torpedoes launched by the Livingston brought our adventure to a very swift end, as they pretty much obliterated a continent.
Wow.
Yeah. The crew committed genocide. It was terrible. People will have to go back and watch that now. It was actually a spectacular end to season 1. They're really, really good. Fantastic. So, normally in the Divine Treasury, I like to go for something related to either the episode that we've watched or the deep dive, but I couldn't think of anything for either this time, so I've gone totally off-piste. But one of my favourite models from Ego Moss, shall I share it with you?
Yes, please.
It is the Enterprise ring ship. Now, this was the 11th special edition released by Ego Moss as part of the Starships collection, and was released on the 23rd of November 2017. It does have the registry number, which you can, there you go, when I did it right, XCV330, and was one of Matt Jeffrey's earliest designs for the Starship Enterprise. So there you go. So you've basically got the bridge section up here, and the propulsion and main quarters were in this ring area. So that could have been the Enterprise we could have ended up with. It does appear on screen. In fact, only ever brief glimpses of it. It was on a picture in the motion picture when we see the previous historic Enterprises, and also in the reboot when we see the various models on Admiral Marcus's desk. We see lots and lots of previous ships. There is a ring ship there as well. But this has got to be one of the rarest Enterprises there is. It's a lovely model. The whole front end, and there's like a fin area you can just about see through the rings there. All that is die cast. It's only the rings themselves that are plastic. Beautifully detailed, beautifully Aztec'd. Yeah, it's really, really nice ship, and one of my absolute favourites because it's a bit different, like me. So there we go. Yeah, Captain Quinn likes that ship as well.
Very nice.
There we go. Right, so Kira's cosplay. We haven't got one.
No, because I did do an announcement months ago even, that I got into university. So I have been doing so much preparation for my course, like contracts and health declarations, and trying to get all my vaccine certificates, because I'll be working in a hospital, and it's been a lot of paperwork, and I don't have a printer, so I've been running around like a madman trying to sort everything out. So I finally managed to get everything sorted, but that has meant that I haven't really had any time to work on my batleth. But I do have the adhesive spray, and I will be adding that on soon. I'm going to ask my housemate if I can use her spray paint, so I don't have to buy any. But yeah, hopefully that'll be done soon. And I will show you as soon as it's ready.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. And you do have a new acquisition that you're wearing at the beginning of the show, don't you?
Yes, I bought
Kira's cosplay.
A number one from Discovery Strange New Worlds cosplay. Unfortunately, the zip broke just before we went on air, so I was wearing it open, but it's really hot in Bristol today, so I took it off because it's very thick. I must say, aside from the zip being pretty rubbish, the material itself is actually very good quality, and it's beautifully stitched. Like the quilting on the shoulder pads, I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but it's absolutely gorgeously stitched. All the piping and everything, it's really good quality fabric. Just the zip is a bit knackered already, and I've only tried it on really, which is annoying. So I'm going to ask I might get a new one.
Wait and see. Yeah, see what they do. See what they do. I got the same. Obviously, I'm wearing it. But yeah, it is very, very nice. My only issue with it is the badge. I mean, it's a lovely, lovely badge, but it is slightly smaller than the on-screen badges. I say slightly, about 50% smaller. It should be 50% bigger. But other than that, yeah. It is lovely. I've got the captain's one, of course.
Yes, of course. Mine actually came with a badge as well. And like I was saying to you before we went on air, I put the badge down somewhere safe for safekeeping, and I can't find it. So that's why I'm wearing my lovely one from B-Lux.
Mm-hmm.
That I showed
is
a little
very nice.
With the little rainbow flag, and yeah, so I'm wearing that instead. I can't find my Discovery one. Never mind.
After you mentioned the B-Lux ones, I went straight on the internet after that episode and spent lots of money.
Oh,
I've got stuff coming. Well, I'll share it on when it arrives as part of the Divine Treasury. Yeah.
Oh, she'll be so happy as well, because Brittany, who runs that shop, is She's a Twitter friend of mine. She's from Canada. She's so lovely. And she always writes a little personal note in everything she sends out. Like, she is just a beautiful human being. So she'll be so happy, you know. So supporting small businesses.
Totally. But yes, we will definitely get an update. I've had a notification say it's been sent, so
exciting.
It won't be too much longer before I get it. Brilliant. So, some news. Well, nothing's happened this week at all, has it? Nothing in the world of Star Trek. No new series dropped or anything like that. Well, of course it did. We had Lower Decks Season 2 started on Friday on Amazon Prime here in the UK. And can I say, Amazon Prime, you dicks, because you released it at like 11:15, keeping us all waiting. Loads of us were on Twitter like going, come on, at Amazon Prime UK, like, what the fuck? A lot of us were doing that all morning, but eventually it dropped, and my goodness, it was a cracking episode. We're not going to give spoilers here. In fact, on the Discord, I've created a new spoiler channel as suggested by Ben Kerno, so that people can discuss things as openly as they like in that channel, because if you don't want spoilers, don't go in there. Simple.
That's a smart move.
It is. But I will tell you, the episode 1 is named Strange Energies. And it's a good title.
That's a very interesting title. Like, I feel very motivated to go and watch it now.
Very appropriate title. Come on, it's half an hour out your life, Keira.
I'm a busy person.
I know you are. You're a very busy person. But priorities, come on. It's only uni. Uni will still be there.
I will be watching it today. Next up in Trek news is there is a Discovery auction. So this is really cool. There's an online auction for costumes and props from seasons 1 and 2 and short treks. The auctions will be running from 2nd to 16th of September. So pop that in your diaries if you want to go and spend a lot of money on some stuff. Visit propstoreauction.com for more info.
Yeah, I do have that in my diary, I'm afraid to say. I have looked at some of their previous auctions, and by God, they're fucking expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll be surprised if I end up buying anything, but I've got to look. Byford the Hobbit has asked, Keira, if you have ordered the Playmobil Star Trek Starship.
I have not.
You have not?
No. I try not to buy things like that because I don't have the space or the storage for anything more. My wardrobe is absolutely chock-a-block full of Star Trek costumes now, just from this year alone. And yeah, I've got nowhere else to put any Playmobil stuff.
I sympathise. That's why I moved to a much, much bigger place, 4 times the size of where I was living previously, just so I could store all my Star Trek memorabilia and models. And I've run out of space.
Yeah. To be fair, when I go to uni, because I'm a mature student, I didn't want to live with 18-year-old students in a student accommodation.
No.
And student accommodation in Wales is furnished with the most grotty-looking furniture ever. So I managed to find a 2-bedroom flat, a duplex flat as well. So it's on 2 floors for over a month. I am so excited to be living on my own and to have an office. And I did a poll on Twitter a while ago, and I said, what should I turn the second bedroom into? Should I have it as like a walk-in wardrobe for like just general clothes and cosplay stuff, or should I make it into like an office with like a craft area? And someone was like, well, everyone basically voted for the office option, but also to turn it into sort of cosplay corner. So it is going to be Keira's cosplay room.
I voted on that. And I must admit, ulterior motive because of doing this. You've got to have an office.
Yeah, and I feel like it's going to be the perfect space where I can set up my green screen properly. so you don't have to have an ugly white wall behind me anymore.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Oh, okay. So moving on with the news, we've got some Discovery news. Ooh. David Cronenberg. Spoilers, Kira. David Cronenberg's in Discovery. He will be returning in season 4 as the mysterious Kovic. He revealed in an interview in Entertainment Weekly this week. Really looking for it. Love his character. Very, very mysterious, but yeah, do love him.
I look forward to meeting him in the show. I'll crack on with my Discovery watching as well as Lower Decks.
Yes, do.
More on Discovery from Star Trek News. Could be preparing for season 5 writing. So writer Kyle Jarrow recently posted a tweet showing face painting from a children's birthday party, and Michelle Paradise responded, "If you don't show up for the first day of the room with that exact look, I'll be seriously bummed." And for anyone who doesn't know, the room probably refers to the writer's room, which is, TV writers will just hang out in a room and draft stuff together. So that sounds interesting.
Dream job.
Yeah. While it looked last week like season 4 had all but wrapped, that was possibly premature. Michelle Paradise then posted on Twitter this week about the last few weeks of filming, and in addition to that, Tara Rosling, who plays President of Navarre, Tarina, has been recalled for more filming. So season 4 is still going on. Be wrapped soon in the next few weeks, I guess.
Yes, I'm sure they're pretty close. I know. We got the news that they just had to do a few pickups and location shots, but yeah. So maybe they've got into the editing suite and thought, "Oh look, that footage is buggered," because that's never happened to either of us before, has it, Kira? Ever?
Never.
As pro actors, yeah. It happens. It happens. But they must be pretty close to wrapping. Can't wait for Discovery season 4. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Lower Decks next week, of course, which we won't talk about.
I'm gonna watch it today, so next week we can have a proper chat about it. But no spoilers.
Yeah, but not on air. That's the thing. We can chat off air, but not on air. Yeah. Yeah, and just as a reminder, the next 2 weeks are going to be pre-recorded. We will be pre-recording, so we're actually going to pre-record them on a Tuesday. That's the plan at the moment. So there will be some news over the next 2 weeks, but it might not be the most up-to-date news. We'll do our best with it, though. We will do our best, and we will catch you up the week after.
Definitely, yeah. So in 3 weeks' time, you might have a massive bumper news section.
Yeah, could well be just an entire episode of just news.
Ooh,
exciting. Yeah, who's been caught in the papers with the pants down and all sorts of things.
Not me.
No, I'm thinking Star Trek actors.
I know. I'm kidding.
Not that we're doing a Trek gone bad. Oh, Star Trek Sunday After Dark. I do like that idea.
Love it.
Fantastic.
Wow.
But there will be episodes over the next 2 weeks. That's the real takeaway from this. Because we're not going to leave you hanging, which we could have done. So yeah. There we go.
We could have just been see ya.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah.
Nice.
We could have said we're taking a couple of weeks off because we deserve it. But yeah, no, we love doing this, so we're going to make sure that you've got your content. And speaking of which, next week, what you'll be getting is a deep dive on Star Trek babies.
We will be discussing the Discovery episode, The Vulcan Hello.
We'll be paying another visit to the Divine Treasury and Maybe not getting. I mean, if it's only going to be Tuesday, probably not an update from Kira's Cosplay.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
And then, as always, we'll be delivering you the latest news from the Trekverse.
Can't wait. I mean, although it might not be the latest news now. Maybe. We'll see. We'll do what we can.
We'll do what we can.
We'll do what we can. In the meantime, thanks for joining us. Peace and long life.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.